my Joanna Gaines junkies, and welcome to this week's video. It's such a beautiful day here in South Texas, so I decided to do this spring/summer DIY project that I've been wanting to do. I got these concrete urns, and I'll link the video down below and link it above in my last decor haul if you guys want to try to replicate this idea as well. But what I want to do is take some black spray paint / prime them, and then get some black chalk paint them, and then I have some brown chalk paint where I want to go in with little bitty sponges to add little fake rust spots, because the idea of this project is to find a replica version of those beautiful either vintage or remake of cast iron urns or planters for like your front porch. I just couldn't find myself to spend a minimum of $300 each on them. So yeah, let's get on into this video, and I can't wait to show you guys how this turns out. I've never really seen it done before, so I'm kind of scared, but you know what? I think we can pull it off. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright, so now we're going in with some spray paint. This is the black Krylon spray paint that you can pick up at a local hardware store, or for instance me, I picked it up in my local Walmart. Now I did get the 25% more can because I wanted to see if I could get it all done with one can, referring to both planters with one can, or if I was going to need a second one. Now I did pick up a second one just in case, since we live so far out in the country, but I'm just letting you guys know if y'all try to replicate this project, you only need one can. Just make sure you don't get too crazy with the coverage, because you have to remember this is just a primary coat. But enough of that. You can see me, you know, filling in all the nooks and crannies, but I can't wait. Towards the end of this video, guys, is going to be the announcement of the Farmhouse Wares giveaway, and yeah, I'm totally excited. Let's keep going. Alright guys, now that we got our primer base paint on, I will say this before we go into step 2 and 3. If you wanted to just spray paint them, I think you could honestly get away with just doing that, but you would definitely have to put on a second layer of the Krylon spray paint on these bad boys. Now, well, the next step that I'm going to take is I want to try something a little bit different just to see how it turns out. I'm going to use this Waverly Walmart chalk paint, a 3-inch chip brush, and then lastly this little disposable container to put my chalk paint in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another complete coverage with the chalk paint to just get it, to make sure I have all the nooks and crannies filled. Alright, let's get into this portion, and then I will show y'all the last portion after I'm completed. Alright guys, so chalk paint is pretty self-explanatory. There's no specific like grand way to do it. Just throw it on whatever piece you are using it for. Now I just threw this video into like high speed, super speed, like cops chasing you down the highway when you rob the bank. No, just kidding. I would never do such a thing. But yeah, so I just wanted to speed it up, and you can actually see kind of like a time lapse of how quickly this paint dries. It's quite insane. Like, this project can be knocked out within the matter of an hour or two. You just have to think about it. You're literally waiting for paint to dry. Now, I'm just doing the same thing like I did with the spray paint. I'm just going in, doing a complete coverage. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I live my life in that way. Nothing has to be perfect. Just try to get the best coverage that you possibly can on the piece, and yeah, let's keep going. I guess there is a pro and a con to working outside in the middle of the heat. I can work on my tan. It's so hot, but it's coming out really cute. I really like it. I like how the chalk paint actually is creating, like, it's a good filler because it is concrete. So you have to think about this. Spray paint can get in the crevices some, but the chalk paint, like, creates a more leveling filler. That's like the neat thing about chalk paint. It's like a self-leveling paint. So it's kind of actually smoothing things out and just giving it a whole new texture, whereas it's not as textured as much as concrete by itself. But yeah, let me get back to painting. Now, you could simply stop right here, take your fern, put this on your front porch, and call it quits. But of course, I can't ever be basic or simple. That's something you will learn about me on this channel. My theory is just go big or go home. So next and the last step are these little bitty sponges that I picked up in the craft section at Walmart, and some of this truffle Waverly chalk paint. I'm gonna mix it in a little bit with a little bit of my leftover black chalk paint, just so it's not so bright and just boom, there's a faux rust spot. So hopefully by mixing the two in together, it will actually create cute little rust spots on these planters. Alright, so now these are the sponges that I picked up from the craft section at Walmart. This is the truffle color chalk paint and the ink Waverly chalk paint from Walmart as well. And so now I'm just going in, mixing in some brown chalk paint that with the leftover black chalk paint that I had to create this faux rust color mixture. And I'm just gonna take my sponge, blot it out like you saw me blot it out on cardboard box that I had, so because you don't want it to be so loaded up with paint because you won't get the texture. It's just gonna turn into a blob, and nobody wants to see a big fake blob. But anyways guys, 3, 2, 1. Now, I just love how these planters came out. I think they're beautiful. They fit perfectly on our front porch. And I like how I added the ferns in them. It just gives it that height. You know, I think it looks very classic and elegant and is totally a cute way to style up your front porch. Now, I will say that I guess I just didn't learn my primary colors or what have you in kindergarten. Maybe I was sick that day. But when I tried mixing the black and the brown together to kind of make a darker brown so the brown didn't stick out as much, I will say it didn't really become a brown. It turned more into a gray, but you know, I still love the patina that it created on the planters. Now, the moment that you guys probably all have been waiting for is the giveaway winner with Farmhouse Wares with the beautiful herb nesting boxes. And so yeah, I wanted to make sure I did it totally fair. You know, I didn't want anybody to question that I didn't do a real giveaway. Like last time before, I just kind of like scrolled through my comments and stopped. But this time, I wanted to find a generator to where I could just put the video link into it and it runs through my comments and shows you guys exactly who won. So we will do that part now. I have already put the video in there. All I have to do is click it. So 3, 2, 1. And the winner is Ashley Patrick. Look. So Ashley, if you're seeing this, make sure you check the description box in the video down below, and it will have my email address. All I need you to do is email me your mailing address so we can have these nesting boxes shipped to your house. Anyways guys, that's about it. If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. And until next time, bye guys!